This is The Bad Listener with Danny Stroh.
Hey everyone. Tonight we're going to be doing Isaiah chapter 11, a branch from David's line. Out of the stump of David's family will grow a shoot, yes, a new branch bearing fruit from the old root. So this actually, they're talking about stump and a branch bearing fruit. So this kind of, if you see the end of chapter 11, where we ended chapter 11, they ended by basically saying that Assyria will be cut down like a tree, right? He will cut down the forest trees with an axe. It's basically saying Assyria at the height of their power are going to be cut down. And now what they're saying here is, what Isaiah is saying here is Judah will be like a tree chopped down to a humble stump, and then out of that stump will grow, a tree greater than the original tree, right? Which now he's going to start talking about the Messiah, which is Jesus Christ, obviously, right? So they start with the same wording as they ended chapter 10, as far as talking about Assyria being a tree that's chopped down, Judah is a stump. And out of the stump will grow a shoot, a new branch bearing fruit from the old root, right? So the old root, meaning that Jesus will be a descendant of David, right? A branch from David's line. So it's basically saying, Jesus Christ will be the Messiah, from a descendant of David, from the branch of David's tree, and he will, bear much fruit. Right. So this is also the fulfillment of God's promise. Verse 2, and the Spirit of the Lord will rest on him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord. So that phrasing, the Spirit of the Lord will rest on him, that's actually echoed throughout all the Gospels. They use that term a lot. But that's also showing, again, how Isaiah is prophesizing the coming of Jesus Christ. Verse 3, he will delight in obeying the Lord. He will not judge by appearance, nor make a decision based on hearsay. He will give justice to the poor and make fair decisions for the exploited. The earth will shake at the force of his sword, and one breath from his mouth will destroy the wicked. He will wear righteousness like a belt and truth like an undergarment. So basically, this is talking, about fair judgment, right? Do not base judgment on appearance, false evidence, or hearsay, right? Because so only Jesus Christ can be the perfect judge. He rules on righteousness and justice, and we shouldn't be judging other people based on what we hear or their appearance, right? That's basically what they're trying to say here, is Jesus will be the perfect judge, and in the same way, we shouldn't be judging people like that. So where it says he will give justice to the poor, right? Like this, another big thing, right, that Jesus always talks about, and they always echoed throughout the Bible, is giving justice to the poor, helping the poor, the exploited, helping people who are exploited. It's basically, care about one another, and try to look out for people who are in a worse situation than we are, right? Always try to lend a helping hand to everybody. That's one of the things that they're trying to really echo here. But the other part of it is, like, Judah has become very corrupt, and it's at this point it's surrounded by hostile nations. So Judah desperately needs a revival of righteousness, justice, and faithfulness, which, right, they get eventually in Jesus Christ. And they need to turn from their selfishness and give justice to the poor and to the oppressed, right? He's basically trying to outline a way for them to live. God values helping those in need as well as turning from sin. Verse 6. In that day, the wolf and the lamb will live together. The leopard will lie down with the baby goat. The calf and the yearling will be safe with the lion, and a little child will lead them all. The cow will graze near the bear. The cub and the calf will lie down together. The lion will eat hay like a cow. The baby will play safely near the hole of a cobra. Yes, a little child will put its hand in a nest of deadly snakes without harm. Nothing will hurt or destroy in all my holy mountain, for as the waters fill the sea, so the earth will be filled with people who know the Lord. So again, like what basically what he's saying is there will be a time, and this is also they're talking about, like, they start to talk about, Isaiah starts to talk about the second coming of Jesus Christ, right? So it's basically saying the golden age, right? That wasn't fulfilled in Christ's first coming, right? Perfect tranquility will only be possible when Jesus Christ returns again, because that's basically what they're saying here is this is complete peace on earth between all living beings. And that will only be possible when Jesus Christ comes back to reign over the earth. Verse 10, in that day, the heir to David's throne will be a banner of salvation to all the world. The nations will rally to him, and the land where he lives will be a glorious place. In that day, the Lord will reach out his hand a second time to bring back the remnant of his people. Those who remain in Assyria and northern Egypt, in southern Egypt, Ethiopia and Elam, in Babylonia, Hamath, and all the distant coastlands, he will raise a flag among the nations and assemble the exiles of Israel. He will gather the scattered people of Judah from the ends of the earth. So basically, Judah is going to be exiled to Babylon, right? This is one of the things he talks about. And then they are going to actually return to Jerusalem in 538 BC. And then from there, God's people will be dispersed throughout the world, right? So in there, as far as they can see, right, the locations that they listed here are the four corners of their known world, right? Hamath in the north, Egypt in the south, Assyria and Babylonia in the east, and the distant coastlands in the west, right? But the idea is ultimately God's people will be regathered from all over the world when Christ returns for his second coming, right? So God's people get dispersed and then are going to be regathered together. Okay. All right. Verse 13. Then at last the jealousy between Israel and Judah will end. They will not be rivals anymore. They will join forces to swoop down on Philistia to the west. Together they will attack and plunder the nations to the east. They will occupy the lands of Edom and Moab, and Ammon will obey them. The Lord will make a dry path through the gulf of the Red Sea. He will wave his hand over the Euphrates River, sending a mighty wind to divide it into 7 streams so it can easily be crossed on foot. He will make a highway for the remnant of his people, the remnant coming from Assyria, just as he did for Israel long ago when they returned from Egypt. Right. So the places that he's naming here, Edom, Moab, Ammon, and Philistia, those were countries bordering Judah that rejoiced when Judah was defeated, and they took the land, that the land of Judah. So here when you get to when the Lord will make a dry path through the Gulf of the Red Sea. So this is kind of prophesizing about Jesus' second return, how he will make a path for all the people to regather, because that's kind of what happened, right, in Exodus. He dried up the Red Sea for the Israelites. In Joshua 3, he dried up the Jordan River. So it's basically saying he will again provide a way for his people to return, right? Yeah, so that is chapter 11. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful night.